Today we're talking about hey Mario, hey, you and I decided to call the podcast what, Mario? Chiropractors Exposed. Today is the Chiropractic Expose, right? Talking about
we're exposing the pain,
the differences between chiropractic and the design, and we're going to be getting funky and deep with the technology and the knowledge.
It's kind of scary. I'm just going to tell you right now, if you don't have your seatbelts on, strap in.
Mario, today we're going to be talking about, we decided to come up with a large component of our practice is personal injury. Personal injury is a type of practice where we deal with people that are injured from all different sorts of issues, such as falls, slips, accidents, any nature, workers' compensation, auto accidents. A lot of things happen when you're in a personal injury dynamics. But being a doctor that deals with soft tissue issues, Mario and I have been doing this now for nearly, for myself, almost 32 years. And Mario, you've been doing about 26 years almost now,
yeah.
Right? So we've been doing it for a long time, and we have a lot to offer, and we do have a lot to say about the personal injury arena. In the beginning, when we first started understanding what happened, we never really understood the complexities of an injury to the same level of what we do today, because there is a huge amount of knowledge that has come about in the last 2 to 3 decades about injuries, as well as injuries that are resulting in prolonged or chronic states that affect people for their lives. But I also want to talk to Mario specifically more as an open forum today, in terms of the things that we have seen. When it comes to personal injury, how has that affected your practice in per se in the last 2 decades?
The dynamics of personal injury is a very complex one. But what I can say, Alex, with the outcomes and assessments and the goals of personal injury, it's very simple. Number one, there is a trauma. So there's a date of injury, whether it's a mountain biking accident or a car accident, a football injury, soccer, a slip and fall. You try to put the Christmas lights on and you wipe out. All of those things, what it comes down to is this event. You have to start with the event. And that is the story, the intro to the story of recovery. And what I've noticed is that a majority of the people minimize that event because we've been trained to minimize injuries, period. Even we do this consistently as little kids. You're fine, wipe it off, run a lap, be a big boy. It's not a big deal. I see this with kids on playgrounds. They wipe out. I'm talking about they come off the slide and the first thing that hits the ground is their coccyx, their backs, that is like trauma, like severe trauma. And again, it's overlooked. And those type of patterns, I would say, in my journey, my quarter of a century plus of taking care of personal injuries. And again, on another side, the word personal injuries has like a negative connotation, like, oh, this is like.
How so, Mario?
It's like most people look at it. It's like it's fake. It's not real. People are trying to make something out of nothing. They're trying to get paid. And all that. That is not appropriate at all. And those type of conversations are conversations that show what in my mind, in my view, is no care. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't matter. Your health doesn't matter. Wipe it off and quit whining about it. And you're fine. Well, it begins at an early age as kids, and it goes to adolescence in sports. I see so many personal injuries in sports, like between the ages of 7, 10, 12, 13, and they're misdiagnosed, they're undertreated, and they become very chronic. There's a chronicity, Alex, in that, and as they grow up, you have these issues that stem back. And even my patients tell me, oh, when I was 12 years old, I had this injury and I twisted my ankle or I fell off of this. And since then, I've never been the same again.
It's so important to early diagnose an issue. When we assess a person, the worst thing that can happen is someone not paying attention to a personal injury. A hip injury can latently hang around and lead to a degenerated hip 20 years later. A neck injury, a football injury could lead to literal arthritis as time goes on. It took a long time, Mario, for the Surgeon General to come up with a little sentence that smoking is hazardous for your health. We had known for literally 40 years. Well, we had known about arthritis as a disorder and